El weekend de la by Alpine, and this weekend the Formula Regional European Championship, it returns to the Temple of Speed, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the world's jankiest commentary box. Today we are back for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. This is race number 1 of the weekend. And let's just say, it was Evan Gilter who took pole position a little bit earlier on today when we went qualifying. Here, Evan Gilter took pole. He was alongside the man himself, Freddie Slater. Freddie Slater lines up second position for this race. It's a big weekend ahead for him as well. We have Pedro Claro lining up P3. He was about half a second off the pace in qualifying. Not normal what we see from the Brazilian driver at all. Taito Kato, the French driver, lines up in position 4 for this race in the ART car. Then our championship rival, Nanda Birambakti, not our championship rival, but Birambakti lines up in position 5. In position 6, it is Rashid Al-Dahiri, the Yasmarinian driver, lines up in position 6 for this race here. The ACI Sport driver lining up in position 6 for this one. The World Feed seems to have a bit of a crackle with the sound, but that's fine. We will continue on with my commentary. Evan Gilter lines up in position 1 alongside Freddie Slater, Pedro Claro, Taito Kato in position 4, the French driver, lining up quite nicely. He'll be just up in front is Evan Gilter and Freddie Slater, Birambakti and Rashid Al-Dahiri. Enzo Deligny in position 7, who lines P3 heading into this championship fight. And Jan Perozowski in position 8. That was a really good qualifying position from him to line himself up in position 8. Matteo De Paolo, the Italian driver in P9. Jack Beaton, his best result for qualifying in position 10. Ricky Liu in P11. Kinato Lei in P12. The Chinese driver and the Australian in P10 and P11 lining up alongside each other. It'll be quite interesting to see what they can do. Edu Watson and Gene Nakamura in position 14. Michael Belov and Nikita Bedrin in position 16. The Italian driver lines up position 16. P17, Hiya Yamakoshi in position 17. Position 18, the Indian Akshay Bora, Dion Gowda and Thomas Stoltmanes in position 20 for the RPM team. James Zagorski in position 21, and Efrain P22, Yaroslav Veselao in P23, Giovanni Maschio, another Italian in this field. We also have Edward Bogner and Saka Al-Moshri in position 26. 26 Formula Alpine cars line up on this grid. Which ones will come out on the podium? We are expecting Matteo De Paolo to make his way through the field as the cars cut off the grid and make their way now down the long straight to that first chicane. Turn 1, turn 2, then turn 3, turn 4, and then the second chicane, 5 and 6, one after another. Turn 1 and turn 2, by far one of the hardest braking zones on the calendar. There, Rashid Al-Dahiri passing through screen. Enzo Deligny, Giovanni Maschio, Birambakti, Jack Beaton, Matteo De Paolo as well. Car 6 lining up on the grid. Dion Gowda as well, all passing through here. Of course, this weekend, the finale for the Formula Regional European Championship this weekend. the finale. The weather looking quite nice indeed. Air temperature 16 degrees, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and track temperature 23. So track is quite cool compared to what we are used to here in Italy. It's quite hot normally here at this tempo of speed. Track conditions are quite cold heading into this one. We do normally expect 40-degree temperatures, but that would explain exactly why we were struggling in qualifying to get temperature into the Pirelli rubber that will supply most of the grip, and it has been doing so since the start of the category. According to the world feeds, there is a bit of a problem with the mic, so I'm not going to be using the world feed today. It is going to be all up to me to supply the commentary. I'm just trying to find a good spot. I know I have my camera stand there, but it does take a lot of effort to get that thing set up. There we go. We've got a good camera view, but the table is in the way, so it's a bit of a problem. But it doesn't matter. It's not going to stop us from going racing for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We've got 30 minutes plus 1 lap as the cars squirm sideways, trying to get temperature into both front and rear tyres. This should be good. Evan Giltaire lining up on the front row of the grid alongside Freddie Slater. Evan Giltaire not so much in this championship fight. Just going to check the audio.
GP need to make ground.
Chris McCarthy not sounding human at the moment. Not very much sounding human, if I do say so myself. The photographer's out and in force for the finale. The Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. This room very much does echo, so expect a lot of echo. I am expecting a lot of echo today with the action that is about to be brung to us there. Dion Gauda further back on the grids. The final first race of the year. This is going to be good. The Formula Regional European Championship is about to go racing for the second final time. The green flag at the back of the grids. We've got 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. And a good start from Evan Giltaire, who cuts left immediately. Freddie Slater lines up second, and he's going to be running 3 wides. 3 wide down into turn number 1. Who's going to end up on the other side? There's a lock-up further back. Freddie Slater being squeezed. Evan Giltaire, and that is one of the RSGP cars who leads into turn number 1. There's contact. And cars cutting through the chicane, and there's a car off. And flashbacks to last year, when we saw exactly this very moment at the chicane. The medical car cutting through. And there might just be a safety car to the start of this race. Evan Giltaire now making his way back up through, and Freddie Slater can't hold on any longer. He drops into seconds. They're side by sides as they head into the first les mode. Can they get out the other sides? Yes, but Freddie Slater's going to try and force the switch back. It's not going to happen. So far, so good. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. Freddie Slater tried, and I say try, to grab that position. It wasn't going to happen. Evan Giltaire, though, he leads over Freddie Slater. Pedro Claro, Taito Kato, we've gone safety car. And we have gone safety car for the first time in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine this race. That is the Australian Jack Beaton out of this race with huge right front suspension damage. He had probably his best qualifying position so far this year. You can see there, here's the replay. It's a bit of a pile-up effect, it seems, as they all ran it. Oh, yep, it was just the pile-up. The pile-up effect really made that much trickier than what it needed to be. Medical car avoiding what was the compounding effect of nearly 20 Formula 4 cars running into each other. I'm going to be expecting there's going to be a bit of front wing damage on some of these cars. You're going to see a few cars boxing for a new front wing. That is quite possible, as the Alpine safety car quite coincidentally makes his way around the field. Of course, last year we did see a similar accident, but it was in the last few laps of the race. So, good to see that we don't get that in the last few laps of the race and get our, what hopefully is our only safety car out of the way. Ki Nakamura was one of the drivers, and Enzo Deligny, who is third in the championship and is possibly going to be out of this championship hunt. He sits position 23. And the safety car would have helped that situation of him not losing as many seconds to the field. But he sits position 23. He sits third in the championship and is one race win off winning the championship. But that is going to drop. We have Matteo DiPaolo. Where is he on our screens? He's position 5. Freddie Sato is position 2. Those two are going to take a lot of points off of him. Freddie Sato can win the championship if Matteo DiPaolo does not score points. He can win the championship. On our corrections, Freddie Sato has to, well, only come second, and Matteo DiPaolo has to not score points. If that happens, he wins the championship. It's same thing. Same way around. If Matteo DiPaolo scores points, well, third or above, he wins the championship, and Freddie Sato doesn't score points. So what I'm practically trying to get through here is if Matteo DiPaolo scores points and Freddie Sato doesn't, Matteo DiPaolo wins. If Freddie Sato scores points and Matteo DiPaolo doesn't, Freddie Sato wins the championship. It's a bit of a compounding effect here. And then, of course, if both of them score points, it goes to race 2, and it goes to whoever wins the race. Or whoever scores more points. Whoever scores more points will win the championship. Practically. That's what's going to happen. The safety car is in this lap. Of course, next year we will not have the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. It will be the FIA Formula Regional Championship. We might have an FIA safety car. Evan Joulter holding the field up sideways and trying to get temperature into the tyres, weaving left, weaving right, and he decides to go. Evan Joulter, pedal to the metal, it is go, 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 go for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. He sends it, and it's going to be a slipstream battle down to turn number 1, of course. 5 push-to-passes to use in this race. When do these drivers use them? Dust being kicked up in the background there, out to the parallel car. Freddie Sato to the outsides. Evan Joulter covers. Pedro Claro just in behind as well, looking to take the opportunity. 2x2, 3x3 as they run into the first chicane. Contact once more, sliding out of the curb. Not as much grip as what the black stuff does. Bronzowski as well, getting side by side with Eggenson. Covering is Evan Joulter into the second chicane. Out of second Lesmo. Freddie Sato runs deep. He's once more under pressure. Freddie Sato under pressure here by Pedro Claro. It is very important that he keeps this position. Evan Joulter, though, he's pulling away. Not what he would have desired in this one. But Matteo DiPaolo, he really has to take advantage of this. If he continues to sit exactly where he is, it's going to hurt him next race. He's not going to score as many points. He currently sits, well, actually, further back down the grid than what we were expecting. No, he sits 5th still. Oh, I thought he was in an incident. He wasn't. Matteo DiPaolo covering. Sorry, that's not Matteo DiPaolo. That is Ricky Liu off the road, and along with Michael Belov off the road. And a few other cars as well. So there's a bit of drama. That is Robertson, along with Akshay Bora off the road. Cutting the grass. Very slippery grass in qualifying. There, Matteo DiPaolo. Akshay Bora around the outsides. I stand myself corrected. That was not Akshay Bora. Was that Edu Robinson? But that was definitely a Trident car flying off the road. Evangel Tear sets the fastest lap of the race. It's a 1:36.4. The French driver, side by sides. This car number 5, Giovanni Maschio there as well. That car number 8 into the pits, Taito Kato. Sideways there, Freddie Slater just kicking up at a bit of gravel. I stand corrected once more. It is not Taito Kato into the pits. So I think it turns out here that the title can be decided by this race. I think the title can be decided this race. I could stand corrected. But oh, big accident! And there's multiple cars involved. That car number 6 off in the gravel and in the barrier. Big damage. Big damage. And I think that is... There's also damage to a barrier as well. Big off. And that was a scary moment. Car fully sideways. Yeah, big contact with the barrier. Giovanni Maschio gets involved. One of the orange and blue cars. And car number 6 as well involved. 3-car crash. And 3 parts available as well. That is 3-car incident. Is that Matteo? That's Matteo De Paulo. Matteo De Paulo, I think, is out. Has he been involved in this? No. Has he been involved in this? That's car number 5. And I've just noticed it's Matteo De Paulo who's been involved in a nasty incident. It is Matteo De Paulo. He is out. Maschio, Hideo Makashi, and Matteo De Paulo are out. And that means Freddie Slater has just wrapped the championship up here in race number 1. Matteo De Paulo is now out of this championship fight. Freddie Slater, unless he crashes out, then it goes to race 2. But, and that was just super unlucky. He's just been caught up in something that he wasn't even meant to be caught up in. You've got to feel bad for Matteo De Paulo, and he's not going to be happy. Debriefing there with the other drivers that were involved, of which Hideo Makashi and Giovanni Maschio. That is unfortunate. Michael Belov, I stand corrected once more. That Michael Belov, who was caught up in that, catching up with Belov and Yamakashi. That is Giovanni Maschio there. So, I stand corrected. But, again, he's just been caught up. Belov, and then, Yamakashi's just gone straight into the side of him, of Matteo De Paulo. And, again, nothing he can do. He's been caught up in something, and this game is really cruel to see that happen. And Freddie will now be warned over the radio, take it easy, you've won the championship. Technically, unless Deligny scores a win, which is probably not going to be happening. Position 14. He can still make his way up the grid here, surprisingly, Deligny, but Freddie Slater will be your champion of 2025. He's gone back-to-back. Freddie Slater goes back-to-back. He won the Italian F4 Championship. He's on path to win the Formula Regional Middle Eastern Championship. And he's about to be on path to win the Formula Regional European Championship. He's a dominant kid. Very, very dominant. And Prema fans, be happy because you also just won the Constructors as well. The team standings. That is Enya Frey with a bit of front wing damage. There's Aldahari. Further back, 18 minutes to go, and good to see the race control have reacted immediately with that incident. 3 cars involved. Maschio, indeed, will need possibly the meatball flag, which is the car with that front wing, well, many cars with front wing damage at the moment. F3 will be quite exciting next year, 2026. Freddie Slater already has confirmed himself a seat in Prema, one of the high opted teams in the Formula categories of what is Formula Regional Middle East, Italian F4, E4, even Formula 3 and Formula 2, very, very popular and very high-rated teams, and Freddie Slater deserves to be in a high-rated team. He's gone back-to-back E4, Formula Regional. He can't be stopped. He cannot be stopped. The only DNF he's had this season is back round 1 at Misano. Actually, I'm going to check that because I've been corrected a lot. It is. So last time he had a DNF back Misano round 1. That race one. So it was quite a long time ago. Actually, when you think about it, it has been quite a long while since we saw Freddie Slater DNF a race. But since then, he's been consistent. He's been scoring points. And even if he hasn't been scoring points, he's been on track. And he's been somewhat close. Prozowski, on a rookie debut, could just score points. He sits position 10 at the moment. His rookie debut, the RPM team, he sits position 10. Kanato Lay sits in behind him, Enya Frey and Yaroslav Veslau, quite experienced drivers in this championship. And in front of him, also really experienced drivers. Dion Gauda has been here for nearly 3 years in this championship. I reckon next year, Deligny, Gilter, watch out for those two. Watch out for Matteo De Palo, the Italian driver, is on to win the championship next year. He will want a comeback. So watch out for him heading into next year. Of course, 2026 calendar has been released for the Formula Regional European Championship, or what will be the FIA Formula Regional Championship, or the FIA Formula Regional European Championship, FIA Euro Championship, as you'd call it, or the FIA Freca Championship. Oh, I don't know what it's going to be called, but it's going to be exciting to see what happens next year. Alpine have been supporting us, or the Freca Championship, since 2021, when, of course, this championship got underway. Safety car will be in next lap. There, Rashid Al-Daheri, Rookie Liu, Dion Gauda, Prozowski, who is a rookie. Yes, rookie. Dion Gauda, rookie leader. It's huge. His championship rival in the rookie championship, Enya Frey, he sits P12. Dion Gauda has scored a lot of points so far this season. Enya Frey has really struggled. Yes, 2 championships for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We've got the main championship and the rookie championship. Prozowski could score his first points. Of course, rookies do tend to come at the back end of the season and into 2026. If Prozowski's scoring points on his first debut, he can be possibly a championship contender for the rookie championship next year. If he's scoring his points this early, unless that's just genuine luck that has just gone his way. Gotta hope it's not, because really, he deserves 10th if he can hold on to it. There he is, passing through screen. He sits position 10. Prozowski. Safety car in next lap. There's Dion Gauda. position 9 for the moment. 12 minutes and 57 seconds left on the clock.
In 10th place.
And of course, with 12 minutes 40 seconds to go, hopefully we can get this race back underway. I'm going to guess we will. Heading into the first les mode now for all these cars, traversing it, getting as close as you can to that first les mode. And then into second les mode. Almost in a Formula 1 car, you don't actually clip that curb, but in GT cars, you very much do. You absolutely smash the curb. Of course, the Italian GT Championship, we return back next year for the, here at the Temple of Speed in 2026. We return back in 2026 for the finale. Next race, I will tell you the calendar as well, which will be quite exciting to see that. Safety car is in this lap. We've been on a safety car now for 60% of this race. We've done 40% racing. And it's a sprint to the end. It really is. Really is the sprint to the end that we've all been waiting for. Evan Joulter backing the field up. Does he do the same thing that he did last time? Left, right, still weaving. If he does, into Parabolica, Freddie Slater will know, and he does. He does the exact same thing. The exact same thing. He go for Evan Joulter for the finale in race number 1. Left, right, weaving. Freddie Slater, he won't care anymore. He knows he's already wrapped the championship. They're 5 and 6 wide as they run down into turn number 1. They're 2 by 2. Meanwhile, Freddie Slater to the outside. Taito Kato looking around the outside of Pedro Claro. Lock up there. Nearly contact. That's Rashid Aldaheri. Car's going absolutely bazonga. There, that is Deligny cutting through the track. Cutting through that first chicane. There, car number 23. He drops back into P13, but he's side by side now with Enya Frey. Deligny covering. Evan Joulter, covering. The outside goes Aldaheri. 3 wide further back. Cutting the chicane once more. Aldaheri really covering for this position. He's battling with Dion Gauda. This battle, P5, 6, 7. Aldaheri, Dion Gauda, Ricky Liu, and Nikita Bedran, who comes into the finale with a brand new livery. Blue and white sort of livery. Matches Aldaheri's livery. 9.5 minutes to go. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, it sits at just 0.3 of a second as they now come out of the final chicane on this circuit and into Parabolica. Weaving left, weaving right is Evan Joulter. Covering outside, Freddie Slater inside. But Parabolica, sadly, it turns right, meaning no advantage for Freddie Slater. Picks up the inside, not going to happen. Pedro Claro, though, he gets the slipstream, and so does Freddie Slater. He'll be using push to pass, heading on now with 9.25 minutes to go. Right goes Evan Joulter. Left goes Freddie Slater. Meanwhile, the turn 1, it turns right. Evan Joulter being squeezed by Freddie Slater. They're not going to make turn 1, surely not. Yes, they do. Freddie Slater deep under brakes. Evan Joulter as well, deep under brakes. And Evan Joulter keeps the position, which is position 1. Really deep there, under brakes. Through turn 3 and into the first Lesmo. For Freddie Slater. Evan Joulter locking up. And that's not going to be good. Freddie Slater to the outside, off and in the gravel. Pedro Claro, though, he's there. He's going to want a bite of this cake. Taito Kato there sits P4. Aldaheri sits P5. But a long way back is the Yasmarina driver. And Evan Joulter just holding on with the skim of his teeth. He locked up that left front tyre, the loaded tyre, heading in to turn 7. And now through the chicane. For the final time. Not for the final time. But close to the final time. Would have Freddie Slater used push to pass to try and get somewhat close? He's already close enough, but would he have used it last lap down that straight? Of course, only 5 push to passes. You get a 15-second boost of engine power in the process. It's like DRS, but you get to activate it whenever you want. Freddie Slater, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2 for slipstream. Outside Evangel Tear, really badly covering, and he wants to keep this position. Freddie to the outside, Evangel Tear to the inside. Sadly, the corner turns right. It's not going to work. This time around, the cars make their way through turn 1, turn 2, the chicane. On this circuit, on the exit, the margin is 0.3 of a second. It's not gone bigger than a second. Slater, outside, not going to happen. They're line astern as they run through turn 7 and 8. Turn 9. First Lesmo. Second Lesmo, hit the braking marker and turn it nicely into the apex. Aldeheri is catching up. Gravel being laid onto the road down there. Giltier possibly using a bit of push to pass this lap. Does he have a few more to spare? That is the real question. Turning left, turning right, using all the ripple strip. And putting the power down. As you would say there, Ricky Liu. Being put under some pressure. Freddie Slater. Looking into Parabolica. It's not going to happen. It's risky to go up the inside of Parabolica. Very risky indeed. And if it does happen, you have to be the luckiest man alive. By far the luckiest man alive. DePaulo has been able to keep his way into this race as well. And off the roads is Rashid Al-Tahiri. He's locked up and straight on. Now he's in a battle here with Taito Kato. Not Taito Kato. Well, he is in a battle with Taito Kato, sorry. It is. This is the battle for position 4. Al-Tahiri actually cut the chicane to gain the time. He's actually a second lap faster here. Outside goes Al-Tahiri. Evangel Tear covering from Freddie Slater. Al-Tahiri 1 second a lap faster. And that's what's caught Kato off guard. Through first Lesmo, through second Lesmo. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go to decide the championship. DePaulo will be pushing. He sits position 14 at the moment, but he will be pushing with his life, to try and even score 1 point. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I've just noticed that DePaulo is still in this race. It's taken me that long to notice it. He's only 9 seconds off the lead. Just shows how tight and competitive this sport can be. There, DePaulo looking on a move on Lagiga. And he does get that move done. That's Enya Frey, sorry. Is it? I would have no idea. But I think he did get the move done. Deligny has moved his way back up to position 9 in this race. Lock up once more. And that is Evangel Tear locking up. He'll have missed the braking marker by, I reckon, about 10-15 metres. Wouldn't have been much, but he would have definitely missed it. Using the ripple strip on the outside of turn 2. There is Maschio in position 16 at the moment. Taito Kato looking up the inside. Covering off what could have been Rashid Al-Tahiri, thinking he's still there. But mirrors are a thing, ladies and gentlemen. through Lesmo 1. Still line astern. The top 5. 3 minutes to go. Now, what would really be upsetting here is if Freddie Slater crashed. And it would, be all up to him. That's Maschio off the roads. Off in a big way. Gravel back on the circuit. That on the exit of Lesmo 2. Julter once more covering. Slipstream available to young Freddie Slater, who at the moment has won the championship. Up the inside, Parabolica. Parabolica move for Freddie Slater. He pulls off the move and he's at the moment on key to win the championship. And he has won the championship. But the only problem is here is Julter has something called Slipstream as they run down the back straight. And he would have used now push to pass. Both of them would have. How many more does Freddie Slater have? How many more can he rely on? Slight pinch of the brakes for Freddie Slater into the first chicane. Turn 1, turn 2. 100, nearly 200 k's an hour. Fast Freddy is about to get even faster and he's about to get even more excited. He has 90 seconds, equivalent to about 2 laps to go in this race. Yes, 2 laps is all that is left in this race. There is Ricky Liu, scoring points for Trident. DePaolo is up in a position 12. What a comeback for the young driver. For the young Italian that has been in this championship fight all year. Slater pulling away. 60 seconds to go in this one. At the pace that he's going, he might, and I say this, he might get 2 laps after this one. Or this lap might be the final lap of the race. We will wait and find out. Pulling away, Freddie Slater, 0.6 of a second. He's had pace all race, and now he's pulling it with 30 seconds to go. Using everything he has left. Bedron, position 6 at the moment. Battling with Aldahari. Sorry, with Dylan Gowder. Dylan Gowder, leader in the Rookie Championship. Leader in the race. Braking, Freddie Slater. First chicane. 2 laps. This lap and next to go. DePaolo, inside. And off the road goes Brzozowski, who wants to keep this points position. But Matteo DePaolo needs it more. He sweeps through and he takes points. Matteo DePaolo takes points off what could have been Brzozowski, I think that was. You've got to hope it was. Unless that timing is glitched. No, I think it was. Position 12. That battle for. And it all instigated a lock-up from. So it didn't even start with. And sorry, this is a different battle. But that is car number 96. Contact with Dion Gowder. And Enya Frey. But Freddie Slater, what must a man do to be stopped in a championship like this? DePaolo, by the way, made that move for position 12, so it wasn't for position. Brzozowski has lost points, has lost the points position to Biran Bhakti. He's been overtaken, position 10 now, that is. And now he's under pressure. And he's majorly under pressure here. Biran Bhakti covering. This is car 10. This battle. Car 19, car 12. Lecchia. And then your Frey. This Nikita Bedran, Dion Gowda. There's battles going on everywhere at the moment. Nikita Bedran covering off a position, but Freddie Slater has started the final lap of the race, and he did that just a few moments ago. Gowda covering. Bedran covering. All three of them, actually, would be covering. DePaulo is up into position 11. He's grabbing positions. But does he have enough pace left in the tank to grab position 10? But Freddie Slater, he's all but unstoppable in this championship. DePaulo doesn't score points. Deligny does, but it's not enough. Boy, oh boy, has this boy waited for such a long time, but he's just gone back-to-back championships. Freddie Slater wins race number 1, and I think the championship. Evan Jaltier 2nd, Pedro Claro 3rd, Taito Kato 4th, Aldeheri 5th, and Gowda wins the rookie race. Freddie Slater is your champion. And I'll confirm that.
Champion. What a season. It is.
And he is the Freca champion. Freddie Slater, champion of the world in the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. He's gone back-to-back. What a year for that young man. What a few years, to be honest. Maximum points. And I say that. He scored 25 of them. Pitch perfect. No mistakes. Lights to flag for free. He is your Freca champion. It's going back to what happened in Italian F4 to wrap that up. We heard that, sadly, Kinakamo Berta took the championship with not a championship battle. But it's really unfortunate, to be honest. The Freca European champion is Freddie Slater. And now, heading into the rest of the weekend, he will have no worries whatsoever. 31 points clear of the rest of the fields. And it's been the biggest margin it's been in a while. Freddie Slater wins over Evan Jaltier, Pedro Claro, Taito Kato, Rashid Al-Taheri, Nikita Bedran, the Italian, Enzo Deligny, Dion Gowda, Biram Bakhti, the Dutch driver, and Ricky Liu in position 10. 15 laps completed, and it took 15 laps for Freddie Slater to take an easy, no, not easy, quite stunning championship win. Matteo DePaulo, Jan Prozowski, Enya Frey, Kanato Lay, Edu Robertson, Giovanni Maschio, Matteo, Edouard Borgner, Yaroslav Veslau, Saka Almoshkri, James Zagoski, Michael Belov, and all the retirements that are out of this race. Let's go celebrate this, your Formula Regional Champion of 2025.
Vesela, Sakit Al-Maserji. So 2 champions confirmed in both Freddie Slater and Dion Gowda as well. And congratulations to them both. Out of the car, Freddie Slater takes the championship. He is the drivers' champion for 2025. And congratulations to him. As I mentioned, joins an illustrious list of drivers. And well done to him. Joining the likes of Gregoire Saucy, Dino Beganovic, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, and Rafa Kamara as well. And Freddie Slater, your 2025 champion, winning the Italian F4 title last year, the F4 UAE title. That's when he really announced himself in the single-seater world. He'd already won the Ginetta Junior Championship before that, the Ginetta Junior Winter Series. And Freddie Slater climbs on to the scales there. He can now go into tomorrow as the champion. The pressure is off when he goes into that qualifying session tomorrow, and he can enjoy the 100th race, his final race in this championship, knowing he has done the job. He is champion, and a well done to him for that. A great job by Freddie Slater. What a season it has been for him. He's done a superb job overall as Freddie Slater. He's some talent, isn't he? He's really on his way to something special, you feel, in his career. And this just a small part of his journey and what is, I'm sure, going to be a fantastic career. And it's been great to have him in the paddock. And what a superb season he's had. He's kept it composed. You have to say, Matteo De Paolo ran him close throughout the year. Wasn't the only one, but Matteo De Paolo ran him very close. Fortune not been on his side today at all, but Freddie kept himself out of trouble. Qualified well this morning. With that, takes the win and the challenge. Let's look back at where it all started then, and there's lots to watch out for here, because we saw some drivers going out of the race and some decisive ones as well. 3 wide into the first corner. We had Clero going round the outside of Slater. Gilter was leading, but to the left of screen, there went Jin Nakamura round. Aldahiri was making contact with Beaton. This was then Belov colliding with Igozi, and Hiyu Yamakoshi was a bit of an innocent party. De Paolo had picked up front wing damage just before that, joined the back of the field. Slater piled the pressure on Gilter, who eventually folded under that pressure slightly. Freddie Slater looked like he was also feeling the heat out there, as he now knew that there was an opportunity to go and win the championship. Gilter, after a huge amount of pressure, he put up a very stern defence throughout, fought very hard out there. But in the end, Freddie Slater just had the advantage over him, managed to get through, knew there was a chance to take the championship, and he grabbed it with both hands, took the race win. Freddie Slater becomes your Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine champion for 2025, and joins the list of drivers we already have, some of them already in Formula One. Is that where this man is heading? Well done to Freddie Slater. Well, they enjoyed a race where we were having to keep eyes everywhere, weren't we? But in the end, 2 champions confirmed in Freddie Slater and Dion Gauda as well. He now has 26 points on the board, and that means there's no possible opportunity for anyone to go and catch him in the rookie title race. So Dion Gauda confirms that he is the rookie champion. Freddie Slater confirms himself as overall. Well done to Clero. Got to say, their podiums were a little bit overseen, weren't they? But we have to give full attention to our champion. Ultimately, Pedro Clero third, Gilter second, and Freddie Slater. I think he's going to remember that for a long time, isn't he? He's your drivers' champion for 2025. A huge congratulations to the British driver. Making history for his country here as well today is Freddie Slater. That's a superb job by him. The first British driver to win the Freca title. The last British driver to win any level under this category was Max Futrell in 2018. But in terms of Freca, the 100 races we celebrate, that's history, and there's our rookie champion as well, Dion Gauda, 8th place, and he can now not be caught in the rookie title race, and he joins some great names as rookie champion as well. Pedro Clero third. off to Formula 3 next season, announced himself, and he's going to have a lot of support behind him. Brazilian driver just became champion. He was our champion last year, Rafa Kamara. Pedro Claro will go in with a lot of support. Evan Gilter, he'll be maybe slightly disappointed he just missed out, but he's back where he belongs, isn't he? He's back on the podium, back on the front row, and I'm excited to see what he can do tomorrow, actually. And Freddie Slater will be walking around with that board for a long time, I think. It looks good, doesn't it? And will he have another one of those over the course of the next couple of seasons? He's absolutely flying with form, isn't he? Another championship added, 3 on the bounce in terms of championship titles, 3 over 3 years. He's doing some work. Freca Racing once again get the championship title in the drivers, as they did with Rafa Kamara, as they did with Kimi Antonelli, as they did as well with Dino Beganovic. And Dion Gowder is your rookie champion as well. Well done to him. Well done. The championship has been done, but we still have 100 races to celebrate. Make sure you join us tomorrow, 2:50 local time here at Monza. Qualifying as well will be at 8:30 in the morning. We have our champion. His name is Freddie Slater, but who will win?
We have our champion, Freddie Slater, for 2025 in spectacular fashion. And he'll be holding that board once again for a long time for the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. We'll see him in Formula 3 next year, but we've still got one more race and one more qualifying session to come. I'll be doing that on Saturday, but until then, it's goodbye.
100th race. Make sure you join us tomorrow to find out. Bye-bye.